Hey guys, so ignore this awkward angle, this awkward lighting. I'm in my daughter's room. Skylar and Brooke, this is their room. It's beautiful. I was filming downstairs and then my neighbors decided to have a social gathering, which I don't think they're supposed to be doing, but I digress. And I was like, I'm not recording where they can see and hear me because my window was open because it's gorgeous out. So I decided, nope, let's do this upstairs. So I wanted to talk about decluttering during quarantine because this is something I have been struggling with. I was on such a great decluttering streak. My goal was to get rid of 1,000 items this year. I don't know how close I am to that, but I do know I'm getting closer because I finally got over my fear of decluttering during quarantine. I'm still not donating to a thrift store. They just sent their drivers back, and the warehouse people are not back. The pricing team's not back. The retail part of it's not back. So it's all gonna be backed up for ages. And I don't want to add to that stress. I can't be that person who's like, I know you're super overwhelmed, but let me make your life more difficult. So I have been selling some stuff online because that's always been a big chunk of my income, is reselling items that sometimes I'll buy cheaper, fix them up, or like make a craft out of them, a DIY thing or something out of it, and sell it for a little bit more than I initially paid so I can have some money in my pocket. And last year that was like probably 80 or 90% of my income was from reselling, which is fabulous if you're able to make that much off reselling. But when you're not able to buy the item at a thrift store right now or yard sale or anything like that, it gets a little difficult. So I was a little afraid to dive back in to reselling, but that was a weird scream. But I needed to declutter some for my mental health, to show the kids that like life is still somewhat normal. And I just started selling them and putting things in a bag, hanging it on my doorknob, and I'd have an envelope in my mailbox for the person to put money in. I'm sorry, they're just having a great time out there getting coronavirus from each other. And it's been working great. I got enough to pay my bills this month, so that was fabulous. And I do have a little bit of a cushion as we go into May, so hopefully I can keep that going and figure it out. But that's been my way of decluttering. I've also seen people just putting stuff directly out for free, which if you have the money, you're financially stable right now, definitely do that because it's going to help so many people who aren't financially stable during this crisis. I saw someone post little baby girls' clothes from, I think it was newborn through like 2 or 3T, which is insane. She was like, just message me what sizes you need and we'll figure it out. I'll put it on the porch, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that is amazing. If I was financially able, I would definitely do that. But I'm not. So it's okay if you're charging money. I'm not gonna tell you you can't. Just don't be that person who sells like toilet paper or Tide for like 3 times as much as you paid for it. Especially Tide. Tide is gonna be the death of me. Some of us are still doing laundry. The other option I saw was, of course, donating directly to thrift stores, but like I said, they're going to be so backed up by the time they get back to work. I don't want to overwhelm them. I've never worked in pricing for a thrift store, but I can imagine that it's kind of difficult because some of those like big ticket items, you have to think like, okay, so retail, it's for X amount, but it's used, so let's at least half it. But we also want it to sell so we can get the floor space, but we don't want to put it too low. This is what I think of as a reseller. Like anxiety is what happens. So they're gonna be stressed, and I don't want to add to that stress. So those are my few pointers for when you're decluttering. Oh, in addition to like pricing from a resale point, don't put stuff too low. I know you want to get rid of it, you want to make that money quickly, but I've noticed if it's like super low, people are like, I don't want to buy that, like something's wrong with it, that's sketchy. Yeah, just be careful about that. So be careful when you're selling, because this is a very serious disease. I'm taking it very seriously. They are not. I am. So I'll remember this when one of us gets coronavirus. It's not gonna be me. But yeah, have fun decluttering. I'm gonna actually declutter this room now. Woo! See ya.